The current British Prime Minister Keir Starmer seems more like Neville Chamberlain when he signed the Munich Agreement with Adolf Hitler on September 30th, 1938, allowing Germany to annex part of Czech Republic in exchange for a pledge of peace. Chamberlain sought to avoid war in the form of appeasement. The Munich Agreement was signed by Germany, Italy, Britain, and France. It forced the Czech Republic to surrender its border, defense, and territory. But Hitler did break that pact within months by invading the rest of the Czech Republic, rendering the agreement a failed attempt for peace. Just like how Keir Starmer said he's not going to allow the US to use UK bases to attack Iran. The only way the US could use the UK bases is if it is for defensive purposes only, not for offensive purposes. This is what Keir Starmer told a group of minority Muslims in England. Here we go to the clip.
People, nothing against them, but just watch this and then remember what Donald Trump said. Have a listen. This is our Prime Minister.
But on Iran, I want to make clear the UK was not involved in the offensive strikes of the US and Israel, and that remains the case.
Good morning.
There you have the Prime Minister of England apologizing to a minority Muslim group just because he's pandering for their votes. And he's saying that Britain gonna remain steadfast in not allowing the US to use their bases to attack Iran. And you wouldn't guess what happened next. Just like how Hitler did break his deal with Chamberlain, Iranian. They attacked British interests in Cyprus, and it didn't take months like what happened when Hitler broke his agreement in months. The Iranian attack British interests in Cyprus within days.
Prime Minister, in Cyprus, UK defence base has been targeted.
Yes.
It has been attacked.
Yes.
And you are interested in trying to court your European socialist leaders, the French and the Germans. You're happy to court the Muslim community in Westminster Hall and say, we're not involved. Don't worry. Do you think Iran, that launched those missiles, that funds the terror, that funds the hate, that oppress all of us, whether it's the Hezbollahs, the Houthis, Hamas, people that preach...
Despite all of what the Prime Minister Starmer was saying to the minority Muslim community, still Iran still attacks Cyprus and the British interests. And the big surprise is England did not react. They take the hit. They did not try to enter the war. They did not try to fire back at Iran. Instead, England lapped their tail between their foot and just take the hit. The PM Starmer would rather play it safe than to back the US
furniture
and
as
let
Royal
the
Air
US
Force
use
jets
their military
scrambled.
bases. But the US was the one who had their back in World War II. But now Starmer is playing hardball with Trump. He finally come around and want to let the US use their military bases, but Trump said the war is over. He doesn't need it anymore, and there is no need for England to join the war when the war is over. Ouch.
Iran hits Europe. For the first time since tensions between Iran and the West spiraled into open confrontation, Tehran's reach appears to have struck European soil. Overnight, powerful explosions tore through the skies above RAF Akrotiri in Cyprus, a critical Royal Air Force base hosting around 2,000 British personnel and their families.
Despite all that assurance from Keir Starmer to the Muslim community that his hands are clean, he didn't take part in the American and the Israel war against Iran, but still the British forces in Cyprus and their families are under attack from the Iranian. They didn't take what the British Prime Minister says in consideration before attacking the British interests in Cyprus. I guess the Iranian takes what the British Prime Minister was saying with a grain of salt.
British officials believe an Iranian drone hit the base just hours after Tehran launched 2 ballistic missiles toward the island. Those missiles fell harmlessly into the sea, but the message was unmistakable. Shortly before midnight, a security threat was declared. Moments later, detonations echoed across the Mediterranean airfield. Cypriot authorities confirmed limited damage. No casualties were reported, but thousands of servicemen.
I wonder if Keir Starmer sees what playing it cool or playing it on both sides really gonna gain him in the long run. Iran is not a country to mess with. They don't really like the West. It's no secret that they don't like the West. And the Prime Minister seems like he forgets that. So he's playing it safe. He'd rather kick his old buddy, the United States, to the curb and try to be friendly with Iran by claiming that he is innocent. My country did not participate in the military action, so there is no reason for you to attack Great Britain, but still, Iran still attack British interests, and maybe the only reason that they don't attack Great Britain itself is because it's too far away for their missile. But where is NATO? What about Article 5? If Iran attack one ally, then they attack all of the allies. But Article 5 is not being triggered, so NATO is just a paper soldier at this point.
Talking about our personnel, that we ensure that what we're asking them to do, and they're being asked to put their lives at risk, that we ensure that it is lawful. I believe in that fundamentally. I'm surprised if he doesn't.
Danny Kruger.
Thank you very much, Madam Deputy Speaker. I don't know what's more humiliating for the United Kingdom, the moral weakness of a government that can't distinguish between right and wrong and can't even take a sovereign decision without consulting international lawyers.
Did Keir Starmer make his decision not to let the United States use their bases because of international law and his background as a human rights lawyer? Did that sway his decision in kicking his old friend, the United Kingdom old friend, to this curb? It seems so, according to what this gentleman just said. Will Keir Starmer survive, given that the UK has tossed out so many prime ministers in the last year or two? Will this be the last of Keir Starmer, or the Tories will have a chance again? Please do remember to like and subscribe to this channel, and see you in the next video.